Hello, hello. Welcome to Within Reason. Thank you for showing up for the first time, or thank you for being a repeat offender on my channel. I appreciate you. Hope everyone is great. And today I just wanted to talk about Anna Kepner, the 18-year-old cheerleader, as they put it, who was found murdered on the celebrity cruise ship she took with her family. November 7th. She was found in her cabin, stuffed underneath her bed, wrapped in a blanket, the blankets from the bed, and then tried to be covered up with life jackets. So there's a whole story to this. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I hope you stick around. And you tell me what you think at the end of this, and I'd love to hear it. And I'll tell you what I think. So, okay, like I said, Anna's 18 years old. She's from Florida. Her grandmother had given her a cruise 8 months ago, and she absolutely loved it. So she and her family booked a 6-night cruise to Jamaica, the Caribbean for 6 nights. She went with her blended family, which would be her biological dad, her now new stepmother, within the past few years, new stepmother. That stepmother has 3 children of her own. And then the dad, I believe, has her and her younger brother. So there's 5 of them, 5 of the kids, and then the mom and dad. There's another child that the stepmom has. She's currently going through a custody battle for her younger 2 children, which would be the 16-year-old that was on the cruise and the 9-year-old, which was also said to have been on the cruise. Both boys. And so I think Anna was the only girl besides her stepmom. So basically on the 7th at 11:17, the maid went in, found her covered in life jackets. But previously there had been word that I guess the stepbrother was wildly obsessed with her and just real strange. And Josh, who is Anna's ex-boyfriend, they did split up 6 months ago, and he was supposed to go on this cruise, but he didn't because they split up. One night he was on the phone, FaceTime with her. I guess they would fall asleep together on the phone or whatever, you know how kids do. And he heard her stepbrother, because now they all live together, right? I'm not sure if they're married or not, because she's going through a divorce right now, so I don't really believe they legally can be. But yeah, so I don't think they're married. I don't think the stepdad, Anna's dad, and her are married, but they live together, and they have lived together for the past couple of years. And I guess the 16-year-old stepbrother, snuck into her room one night and tried jumping on top of her. But Josh, the ex-boyfriend of Anna, he said, "Yo, what are you doing?" You know what I mean? And it scared the kid off. So he's got potential, and I'm sure he's kind of weird, right? And so, in that sense, sexually weird, or just sounds weird. So, anyway, they were made to share a cabin. Anna, her 16-year-old stepbrother, and Anna's biological brother, who is younger. And she went to dinner with her family. This is on the 5 nights into the 6-night cruise, okay? So basically their last night, they're supposed to go to dinner, and Anna's not feeling well, so she leaves dinner and says, "I'm feeling sick, I'm going to go back to my cabin," which was cabin 8341. So she was on the 8th deck. And the family was like, all right, whatever. So I do not understand this part, but my daughter, when she was alive, for 25 almost years, I checked on her regularly, all right? If she was sick, I made sure she was okay. So if your child goes back sick, wouldn't you think you'd after dinner at least go check on them, to make sure that they're okay? Well, no, because the brothers went back to the cabin. The mom and dad never checked on her the whole night. And so the next day, they're supposed to meet up for breakfast, but Anna doesn't show up. They still don't check. They go down to breakfast thinking, I guess she'll show up or something. Never does. And yeah, the whole thing sounds really weird because there's a lot of not checking in or checking up. You're on a cruise ship, right? Like there's people from all over the world on this ship. You don't know who's who. It's like people say it's like a floating city, like without policing, really. I mean, they have like mall cop type people is how they, say it. But I don't know. So, yeah, she's sharing this room with her stepbrother who's 16, who's been said to be a weirdo. Okay. And I guess he carried a knife around a lot and was very like threatening and had threatened Anna at home in the past. So she didn't really want to sleep there. She would rather sleep at a friend's house or, wherever she could, not to be there. And it's kind of sad. So I guess she had started sleeping in the dining room. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because it's open or whatever. And he couldn't. I don't know. I'm not really sure about that part. But she was afraid to sleep in her room. So she was sleeping in the dining room, but the parents, the stepmom and her dad never asked questions, never was like, oh, she's sleeping in the dining room, or, oh, she's afraid to be here, or whatever. So I don't really know, but now this poor young girl is dead, and the 16-year-old brother is being looked at. I heard something today that maybe he was possibly let go, but I'm really hoping that that's not true. Because who else would it be? And here's the thing. So there's a lot of real sketchy stuff I've been hearing along the way, too. Okay, so like Anna's dad, I believe his name is Chris. Yes, Chris Kepner. And he is, I believe, 41. And the stepmom is, I believe, 33. And I don't know where I was going with that, but I was just telling you the ages. So anyway... There's, I just totally lost that whole train of thought, but anyway. Oh, yeah. So the stepdad, or Anna's dad, has had a shady past when it comes to women. Okay, so there's 3 different wives, or women. There's Anna's mom, but I guess she was addicted to drugs, so that didn't work out. He ended up with Anna. I don't know the second wife. She was supposedly 15 when they met. I guess she was supposed to be Anna's babysitter. I don't know. It's weird. So they ended up getting married, and I'm guessing having, I don't know, children. I'm not really sure. It's like nothing makes sense. Like there's so many different like versions. So it's not the truth, but there's so many versions. So I'm just telling you what I heard. So if anything is wrong, please put it in my comments. I would love to, know what's going on. Anyway, see how I keep losing the train of thought because it's so weird, right? Like nothing makes sense. And why would you, if the stepmom knew that her son was probably a little bit off. I'm sure everybody did. Oh yeah. See, it comes back. So the dad gets with the 15-year-old. He's like, I guess 24 at the time, which is weird. Okay? That's a big gap. Not when you're older, but when you're that age, it's a big gap. So anyway, she leaves. I guess she helps raise Anna for the better part of her growing up years. And then I guess they get divorced in 21. And then he meets this chick. I believe her name's Chantel. And the 3 kids, so automatically they're supposed to be the Brady Bunch, but you don't know people's true intentions, and kids are really weird nowadays. You know what I mean? They're like way more psychotic than they used to be back in the day. Just keeping it real. So, now this poor girl is dead, and she wanted to go to the military after school. She was kind of celebrating one last time with her family before she went off, and it's just really sad. She has her car parked at her, I guess she was going to like a religious kind of school. I don't know how to put it else. A religious-y kind of school. And she has her car parked in a senior parking spot, which she did like painted it like Clueless. And they're leaving her car there, and they made a memorial on it. And it's just so sad. I mean, this girl wasn't even looked at after her. I know the stepmom knew her kid was a little off. And I'm not like judging. I am no one to judge. But I'm just saying. It's odd. It's a little strange. Okay? So, anyway, that's my thing. I don't know. I have a bunch of stuff written down, but I just wanted to kind of see if I forgot anything. Obviously, because it's just so many things. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah, and another thing I found weird was that they didn't even know the day she was... They put out the wrong date that when she passed. They said it was November 8th at 11 something, and then it was November 7th at 11:17 is when the housekeeper found her stuffed under the bed. So I find that weird. And I guess chairs were being thrown around, and the little brother, her biological brother, said that he could hear screaming coming from the cabin and him telling her to shut the F up and, you know, a bunch of other violent stuff. So, and I guess, yeah, there were screams coming from the cabin. So I want to know why no one went to that cabin door. I mean, and supposedly people were saying that they were even sharing a room. So if they didn't have separate rooms, you know, all night, they were sleeping with her under the bed. You know what I mean? Like, that's scary. That's, you know what I mean? But why did you not go looking for her? You never saw her again. It's weird to me. So, I don't know. I guess I love my daughter differently. I don't know. I want to know where she is. I want to know. I mean, I don't care if she's 75 years old. I'm still going to be like, you know, checking in, you know? Anyway, so I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens with this whole situation. And I bet you the mom gets charged. Oh, and this is what I wanted to say. I don't know what happened. It hasn't come out yet. A lot of things. But I'm going to say that she was choked. I feel like I can see her being, I know that sounds crazy, but I get the sense, I'll say, that she was choked and beat up. I don't know. It sounds weird, but I feel like, or stabbed or something like that. Something where it's like repeated. I don't know. I just feel like I can see what's happening to this girl. It's just, the vibe is just weird. I don't know, but I don't know. I pray for her that, you know, you never get justice when you're killed. Nothing that can, you know, be punishable can ever bring you back. So, I mean, does it really matter? It's more for the family, and they'll never get justice either. You know what I mean? Unless you do a little eye for an eye justice, and that's what I think we should be doing. We need to implement that. You know what I mean? Whatever you do unto others as you want done unto you, period. So I'm praying for this poor girl and her family, and I hope that all the people involved that, you know, did something or didn't do something are charged accordingly. So stay safe, stay blessed, cherish the simple things, and thank you for watching my video. Talk to you soon. Bye, Blues.